Hi. In today's class, I'm going to review quickly on density, material density, and density of population, and a couple of questions on geometric modeling. So let's go to the first question of the day. A standard size golf ball has a diameter of 1.778 inches. The material used to make the golf ball weighs 0.6523 ounce per cubic inch. What is the weight to the nearest hundredth of an ounce of golf ball? Here, always you identify what is the important information is given. I see that a golf ball has a diameter of 1.778 inches. And next, it's given that uh, one sec. Yeah, here the material used to make the golf ball weighs 0.6523 inches. So the question is, what is the weight? Well, we know that density equals to mass per volume. Okay, I'm not going in deep into science. You may consider that in the place of weight, for time being, let's say that what is the mass. So the question is not about finding the density. The question is about finding the mass. So what you are expected to do is you go for the magic triangle. Magic triangle. Inside this one, you may take an English alphabet T and then write that what is the density formula. Density equals to, it is mass per volume. Now the question is, what is the mass? What is the mass? So whatever the element you are computing, that is here mass, you may mask it, maybe you can close it by thumb. So the formula for computing mass equals to density times volume. Therefore, we know that how to find the mass, which is density density times volume. Well, I see that here, the material used to make the golf ball weighs 0.6523 ounce per cubic inch. Ounce per cubic inch means here this is indicating that the density. Therefore, in the place of density, let me plug in that 0.6523 times volume of the ball. Please notice that the diameter is given, but volume is not given. Diameter is given, but volume is given. Volume is not given. My apologies. So, how to find the volume of a golf ball means, ball means it is in the shape of sphere. Therefore, we have to find the volume of the sphere. Let me do that part first. So, volume of a sphere equals to 4 by 3 pi r cube. So it is 4 by 3 pi is 3.14 times radius cube. So what is radius cube means? What is the radius here? Again, this is the tricky part. Please notice that the diameter is given, not the radius. But you know that radius equals to half of the diameter. Therefore, 1.778 over 2. Again, I am repeating, when you are taking a test, especially when you are taking a test, diameter is given, then blindly you write what is the value of the radius. Radius equals to half of the diameter. So 1.778 over 2. Well, let me not forget to keep the cube here because 4 by 3 pi r cube. At this point, let me take my calculator, which is 4 over 3, 4 over 3 times 3.14 times 1.778 over 2, this one cube. The answer is 2.941. So let me write that to 2.941. Now, what is the mass means? These two we have to multiply. So 0.6523, 0.6523 multiplied by 2.941, that is giving me 1.91. 1.91. This is the mass. But how about the units means? Please notice that these many ounces per cubic inch means then the mass will be 1.91 ounces. These many ounces. For creating the question, just some numbers I have taken randomly, and if you really go to Google, the number may be slightly plus or minus. So don't compare with your Google answer. Right. So let's go to the next question now. Okay. The second question is about population density. Which of the following states has low population density? So, first of all, I have to find the population density of all the four states, that is Florida, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Ohio. And I have to check which state has low population density. Again, as I mentioned before, if you go to Google, the numbers may be slightly different, but for making up the question, some numbers are taken. Okay, so let me start computing the Florida population density. So, population density, let me, okay, so first I'm computing Florida population density. Population density equals to the population of the given area over area. So here population is given that oh my gosh, too big number. So let me write it here 26,907,000 over 261,231.59 square miles. So let me make use of calculator. So numerator is 26,957,000 divide by 261 231.59. So population density is 103.19. These many people per square mile. This is my first answer. And coming to the second one, now this time I'm computing Pennsylvania. Okay, so I'm not writing the whole story, just let me write quickly that population over area. So the second one is what is the population? It is 19893,000. And what is the area means 53,624.55. So 19893,000 divided by 53,624.55. 370.96. 370.96. And coming to the third one, Illinois, then what is the population means? The density, which is population over area. I'm making it too short. So 1974600 divided by 47,126.45 1947 oops 19746 if you are in a hurry you also make mistakes like me, so you have to be careful. 47 126.45, well, it is 419.00, so this is 419.00. So we have to go on computing. The next one is Ohio. Density is again population over area. Population is 12881,000. Then the denominator is 55518.76. So 12881 triple 55518.76. Well, 232.01. 232.01. The question is which state has the low population density? I see that 103, this is the lowest one. You please, when you compare with 374, 232 as compared to all, the first one, which is the Florida population. The Florida population is less. So you may be given the options that like A, B, C, D. First one is Florida, and next Pennsylvania, and next Illinois, next Ohio. Like this one, these options are given, then you are expected to choose Florida because that's the lowest density populated state. Okay, so let me quickly go to the next one. This is slightly different. A shipping container is in the shape of a right circular prism. Okay, so let me grab my right circular prism. So, right circular prism. Okay, I hope you remember how to compute the volume, etc. So, let's quickly jump to the question. A shipping container is in the shape of right rectangular prism with a length of 14 feet width. So, the information is to be copied first. Length, width, and height are given. Okay, so let me draw really quick. Oh, so there is a container this way. Okay, please excuse me if the diagram is not really so great. Okay, so let me join these lines. So just I'm trying to draw a shipping container, okay, which is in the shape of this, a rectangular prism. The dimensions are length is 14 feet. So let me write it here, 14 feet. And width is 10.5. Width is 10.5. And height is 7 feet. Okay. The container is completely filled with contents that weigh on average 0.75 pound per cubic foot. What is the weight? What is the weight? Actually, Earlier also I mentioned instead of weight, you may consider this one as mass. Of course, when you take science, mass and weight, these two are not same, but these two are similar. These two are similar. So let's go to this one. How to find the mass means. Let me draw once again my the magic triangle. Okay, so in the magic triangle, please remember that you write English alphabet T, and if you are finding density, it's easy formula, that is density equals to mass per volume. Other than density, if you are finding either mass or volume, I strongly recommend to draw this one. Well, now coming to this one. You are asked to find the mass, therefore you may mask this one. So what are left means you see that density and volume, they are occurring side by side. Therefore, you can say that mass mass equals to density times volume. Okay, so here I see that the density, the container is completely filled with contents that weigh on an average 0.75 pound per cubic foot. Per cubic foot. Therefore, this is the density that goes here, which is 0.75. And what is the volume means here? The volume is not given, but instead of that, the dimensions are given, that length, weight, width, and height. You know that volume of a cuboid, volume of a cuboid, it is length times width times height. Now let's plug in these values. 14 feet, 10.5 feet times height is 7 feet. Now let me quickly grab the calculator and computer, which is 14 times 10.5 times 7. That gives me 1029. Now that volume is to be plugged in here. So 1029. Again, I'm repeating, whatever the volume you got, that is to be copied here. Now 0.75 times 1029, 771 point. So the calculation part is 771.75. That's the mass. What are the units means? Without the units, it makes no sense. So here I see that it is pounds. Therefore, that goes here. So these many pounds. Actually, you may get a doubt, is the container weighs only 777.75 means. As I mentioned before, these numbers are taken just to make up a question. Otherwise, sometimes the numbers may not be close. Okay, so well, let's go to the next question. This is also population density, but this is slightly different, and maybe I would say that maybe a little difficult too. Okay, so let's go to the question really quick. The number of people who live in a unit area, just like some housing complex kind of thing is given, the Orchard Hill neighborhood, and here let me read the question first. The number of people who live in a unit area is called the population density of the area. It is usually given as people per square mile. A map of the Orchard Hill neighborhood is shown. The population of the Orchard Hill neighborhood, let me change the numbers. Instead of 450, let me make it as maybe 175. Just I changed the number. The length of each block is same, and the length of 20 blocks is 1 mile. Okay, what is the area? The question is, what is the area. As I mentioned before, always you think of drawing a magic triangle in case if you have any difficulty. This is the best way, I feel. Well, now let's take an English alphabet T inside the triangle. You know, even population density also. If you take density, let me use a different color. If you take density, then it is the population of the given location, population of the given location over area. That's the formula. Now, in the first question, you are asked to find what is the area. What is the area? Area means this part is to be computed. It's really clear to me that the formula for computing area equals to, let me do the part A here, area equals to population per density. So, population over density. So, what is the population means? My apologies, already I mentioned that here the number is changed to 175. That number goes in the place of population or say numerator 175 over density. Okay, so here the density, oh, the length of each block is given. One second. A small correction, that this is how we have to find the area, no doubt. But here there is a diagram. In the diagram, it is clearly mentioned that there are four blocks. Do you see here? This is one block. This is one block, and this is the second block. This is third block, and this one is fourth block. Right? And it is given that 20 blocks that makes 1 mile. Therefore, let me write here 20 blocks that makes 1 mile. But we have only 4 blocks. Then how many miles? Actually, we are trying to figure out what is 20 blocks 1 mile, then 4 blocks, how much means? I know that we are looking for less number of blocks as compared to 20, right? So you take less over, what is the opposite of less? You know that is more, right? So in these two values, which is less and which is more, that you know? Which is less means 4, which is more means 20 times this side, whatever is there, you take it and multiply. So 4 over 20 times 1 mile. So you may make use of the calculator. You'll get 1/5 or 0.2 mile. Again, I'm repeating. The given question says that 20 blocks makes 1 mile, but we don't have 20 blocks here. We have only 4 blocks. So if 20 blocks are making 1 mile, then 4 blocks, how many miles means? Then we are trying to figure out for 4 blocks, which is less than 20 blocks. That is the reason numerator is taken as the less and denominator is the opposite one, which is more. So here less is 4 and more is 20. So 4 over 20 times 1. You can make use of a calculator. Let me, just a minute, 4 divided by 20. Yeah, 0.2. So 0.2 mile. But area means you have to find the area of this one, right? That gives me an idea of a length times width. That gives me idea of a length times width, right? Therefore, length is zero point 0.2. And next, if it is 3 blocks, please see that one block here and second one and the third one, right? So let me use the same. Let me use the same technique. Uh, Let me erase this part. Okay, yeah. So this is equals to zero point 0.2 miles. That is this part. This is zero point 0.2 miles from here to here, and here 3 blocks. 3 blocks. So let me rewrite again, which is 20 blocks. That is 1 mile. Then 3 blocks. 3 blocks. How many miles? We are computing for less number, so the fraction is less over more. So which is less means I see that 3 is less, and 20 times 1 mile. So let me make use of my calculator, which is 3 over 20, that is 0.15. 0.15. So we found the length and width of this location. So it is zero point 0.2 times 0.15. So 0.2 times 0.15, 0.03. So the area is 0.03 square miles. Actually, for computing the area, can we make use of this formula? Means the answer is no, right? But here the diagram is given, based on that we computed. Now coming to part B of the question. What is the population density? The question is a straight question. What is the population density? So population density, if you are trying to compute, then it is population of the given area or number of people in a area over area of the location. So population is given as 175 people in the neighborhood over it is zero point 0.3 square miles. So let me make use of calculator. 175 divided by sorry, it is not 0.3, it is 0.03. My apologies. I forgot to keep this decimal. 0.03. So divide by 0.03. That's giving me 5833. As I mentioned before, these numbers may not give you the correct number, because in a neighborhood I can't expect these many people per square mile, but just giving you an idea how to do it. Okay, let's go to the next question. The next one is the density of sandalwood tree is 752 kilograms per cubic meter. So this is kilograms per cubic meter. Already it is mentioned that density. Therefore, let me write the details first. Density equals to 752 kilograms per cubic meter or meter cube. It's one and same. If the trunk of sandalwood tree has a circumference, let me try to draw uh, the trunk. Okay, let me, oops, let me draw one more. Let me try to move this one. Okay. Now, let's say that this is the trunk. This is the trunk of a tree. Okay. Next, it is given that the circumference is 4.5 meters. So circumference is given that 4.5 meters, and the height of the trunk is 8 meters. Oops. Let me write this one a little separately, maybe. Yeah, here. Height of the trunk is 8 meters. What is the approximate number of kilograms of the trunk? Again, number of kilograms means that is representing the mass, right? So again, referring back to my magic triangle, you go for a triangle, and then inside that, you are expected to draw an English alphabet T, and then write that density equals to mass per volume. Again, I see that you are asked to find how many kilograms. Kilograms means here this one is representing mass. Therefore, if you mask it with your thumb, or else what you can do is you may shade this one. Therefore, what is mass means mass equals to density and volume. These are occurring side by side. Therefore, it is density times volume. Density times volume. Okay. Now, what is that density means? All that it is given clearly, that is 752 kilograms per cubic meter. Straight away it goes here. Therefore, 752 times. What is the volume means? Volume is not given. But instead of volume, you see that circumference is given. Circumference. So what is circumference means? Please remember, if you take a circle, okay, the boundary line, I call this one as circumference. So what is the circumference formula means? Circumference equals to 2 times pi times radius. 2 times pi times radius. 4.5. So in this one, can you isolate? I repeat, can you isolate radius means in case, just assume that if you can find the radius, we know height, then can you find the height of the cylinder or not? I hope you remember that pi r square h, that gives you the volume of a cylinder, right? So if I know the radius, if I know the height, then I can compute the volume. So let's try to figure it out. What is the radius? You know, we have to eliminate 2 pi. I see that 2 pi is multiplying with radius. Therefore, if we go for division by 2 pi on both these sides, then I get radius value. Okay. So 4.5 divided by, let me take that 4.5 divided by 2 pi. 2 pi means 2 times 3.14. You have to be very careful while using the calculator. And 2 pi means 2 times 3.14. These two I placed in parentheses. So 0.71. So radius is 0.716 to be more precious. 71, it is meters. So that's the radius. Now we know height of the trunk, height of the cylinder. We know the radius. Then can you find the volume? Means it is the shape of a cylinder. Therefore, volume of a cylinder equals to, it is pi r square pi r square h. So let me plug in pi value 3.14, And radius just now we computed, so the radius value goes here, but don't forget it is radius square. Therefore 0.71 square times what is the height means, that height comes from here, which is 8 meters. Again I am repeating, height is taken. I am making use of calculator 3.14 times 0.71 square, 0.71 square times 8, that is giving me 12.66 cubic meters. 12.66 cubic meters. Now this volume, which is 12.66, that goes here, 12.66. So 12.66 to be multiplied by 752. Again, I am repeating. The question is find the mass, find the mass. So I hope you remember mass is equals to density times volume. I computed the volume here, that is plugged in here, and density is given as 752, that is copied here. So 752 times 12.66, the answer is 9520. 9520 kilograms. That's the mass. As I mentioned before, what are the numbers you see here? These all are just for the sake of calculation, but in real life scenario, you cannot expect something with 9,520 kilos. It may be some like 900 kilos, something like it. Yes, it is quite possible. Okay, so let me jump to the next question. Actually, in one of the quizzes, I mentioned these kind of questions. They are not difficult, but these questions are really tricky. So, what is the tricky part of this one means? The figure below shows a circular garden which is so colorfully shaded in green. It's surrounded by a circular drive. The outside circle of the drive has a diameter. First of all, whenever diameter is given, I recommend you to compute the radius. That's the blanket rule. Therefore, radius of this one equals to, please remember, radius is half of the diameter. Therefore, 72 over 2, that gives me 36 meters. Right? And the drive has a uniform width of 10 meters. My apologies, it is 10 meters, not 12. It is 10 meters. This is the drive around the garden. Therefore, listen carefully. We know that the total length, let me draw from here. The total is 36, that is the radius, and we know that the drive is 10. Shall I add or take away to get the radius of the garden? It's a straight question. Excuse me. So let me draw once again. We know that the radius just now we computed as 36 meters, right? And the drive is 10 meters wide. It is 10 meters wide. Therefore, if I want to compute what is the radius of the garden means, shall I add 10 or subtract means obviously we have to subtract. So if I take away 36, take away 10 from 36, you will be left with 26. So the radius of the garden is 26 meters. Okay. The question is, what is the area of the garden? So area of the garden, which is in the shape of a circle, therefore area of a circle, which is pi times radius square. Pi times radius square. Therefore, pi value is 22 over 7. What is radius means? Just now we got this as 26 units. Therefore, 26 times 26 or 26 square. Okay. So let me multiply that 22 divided by 7 multiplied by 26 square. Okay. So that gives me 2124. So it is 2124 square meters. That's the area of the garden. Okay. Well, the next question is a cylindrical carton of family pack chips with radius 12 inches is 5 inches tall. Therefore, here I see that radius is given, so no need to bother. Uh, Again, these numbers may not represent the actual chips pack when you buy it. Okay, it is let me swap these values. Let's say that this is 5 inches radius. Okay, my apologies, just I'm changing the numbers. It is 5 inches. 5 inches is the radius and 12 inches tall. Okay, if all surfaces except the top and the bottom, please notice that except the top and bottom, because when you buy the chips pack, usually the top is with a plastic lid and the bottom is made of usually with metal sheet, right? So if you are taking a cylindrical shape chips pack, then you are asked to find, this is made of cardboard, and how will you find how much cardboard is required? Friends, technically this part, please see that you are not computing this one because the lid is made of plastic, and you are not computing this one because the bottom is made of some metal sheet. So you are computing only this part, which is, we call it as curved surface area. So how to compute the curved surface area means, let's say that this is my chips pack. The bottom and top are these are not considered because it is made of plastic, and the bottom is made of some metal sheet. In such case, what is the area of this cardboard means? What do you see here? Do you see a circle? And the length of the boundary of a circle, we call it as circumference. Therefore, we have to take circumference, or let me write the formula: curved surface area equals to circumference of circle multiplied by height. Again, I'm repeating. If I roll it, this is the shape. But if I stretch it, it is a rectangle. So what is the area means? You know that it is length times width. But when I roll it, what happens is, the length becomes as a round shape, which is circumference of a circle, and the width becomes as height of the pack, right? So instead of length, I am taking circumference, and instead of width, I am taking height. Okay. So circumference of a circle, the condition is 2 pi r, and height is h. So 2 times pi, which is 22 over 7. And what is the radius means? It is 5 inches times height. You see that it is 12, therefore times 12. So let me make use of my calculator. It is 2 times 22 over 7 multiplied by 5 times height is 12. That is giving me 377.14. Area. We are computing area, therefore it is square inches. Again, all these numbers are just imaginary numbers. The actual dimensions may be different from the numbers mentioned here. It is only for discussing a problem. Okay, so okay, that's it from me for today's class. See you in the next session. Bye.